Let's see if we can do the fastest retirement planning video on the internet. We have John and Jane Doe. They are 63 and 61. John's been making salary of around $130,000 a year, and Jane has been making around $140,000 a year. John and Jane would like to retire as soon as possible, and in retirement, they plan to spend $7,500 per month, which does not include their mortgage, which is around $3,400 per month, or their property taxes, which is around $12,000 per year. We're also accounting for some long-term care costs at the end of their life and some additional healthcare costs before Medicare kicks in, not to mention the normal costs they're going to have to spend along with Medicare. Now, John and Jane have investable assets a little over $2 million. $730,000 of that is in a taxable account, with the remainder split between a 401k and IRAs and traditional. There's not a huge unrealized gain in that taxable account, so that is not too big of a consideration in their case. John and Jane also own a home worth around $1.25 million, and they've got a mortgage on it of about $660,000 with a very low interest rate. I think it's about 2.75%. Okay, so can they retire? The software gives them an 87% probability of success. This is a pretty good number. If we look at their withdrawal rate, we can see that it starts out pretty high before Social Security kicks in, because in their plan, we're assuming they're going to take it at full retirement age. So the first few years, we've got an almost 8% or over 8% withdrawal rate. However, once both of their Social Security kicks in, we're at around 4.5, 4.4%. That is a reasonable withdrawal rate. 4% is considered the historical safe withdrawal rate, but that's updated closer to 5%. When we're below a 5% withdrawal rate and we see that 87% probability of success, that means this plan is probably okay. They should be fine to retire as long as their spending isn't too rigid, as long as they're not going to go well above their estimate, and if they have a little flexibility to bring it down. One other note for John and Jane is that they do have an opportunity in terms of tax planning. If they were to do some Roth conversions, say up to the 0% capital gains bracket, they're going to end with, the software thinks, of $360,000 more in tax adjusted ending assets. So, that is pretty nice for their future beneficiaries or to increase their own spending over time. Additionally, if they were to do that, that's going to result in over $140,000 less in taxes paid over their lifetime, at least based on current tax law.